Grand Place, Brussels. Hello everyone, and welcome to this in-depth exploration of the Grand Place in Brussels, one of Europe's most iconic and breathtaking squares. Over the next few minutes, we will uncover the rich history, stunning architecture, cultural festivities, and vibrant life that make this square a truly unique destination. Whether you're planning a visit or simply curious about Brussels' heart, you're in the right place. So, sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the stories and sights of this incredible location. We'll start with its origins, move through its evolution, and then delve into the details that make the Grand Place a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Along the way, I'll be sharing interviews with historians, local residents, and experts, as well as showcasing the beauty of the square during different seasons and events. Naming. So, what's in a name? The term Grand Place or Grand Place in French means Grand Square. It's a common name for central town squares in Belgium and northern France. Think of it as the heart of the city where everything happens. Now, let's get specific. The Grand Place of Brussels isn't just any square. It's home to the city's town hall, making it the political hub. Back in the day, it was also the largest marketplace in the city. That's why in Dutch, it's officially called Groot Markt, which literally means big market. These days, you'll mostly see it written as Grand Place with a hyphen in French, and Groot Markt with one O in Dutch. Pretty cool, right? It's amazing how much history and culture are packed into these names. Historical background. Let's begin by exploring the origins of the Grand Place, which dates back to the 12th century when Brussels was just beginning to grow as a trading town. Originally, this space served as a simple marketplace where merchants gathered to sell their goods. Over the centuries, the square expanded and became the civic and commercial nucleus of Brussels, reflecting its growing importance in the region. Archaeological excavations have revealed remnants of medieval structures beneath the current buildings, illustrating how the square has evolved from humble beginnings into a monumental space. By the 15th century, the square had undergone significant development, with the construction of guild houses, a Gothic town hall, and ornate facades that still stand today. Major historical events have taken place here, including royal visits, public executions, and celebrations that marked pivotal moments in the city's history. Destruction and rebuilding. But did you know this stunning landmark was once completely destroyed, and then painstakingly rebuilt? Yeah, this is the dramatic tale of fire, war, revolution, and rebirth. Let's jump in. The bombardment of 1695. It all began on August 13, 1695, during the intense conflict known as the 9 Years' War. The French army, 70,000 strong and commanded by Marshal François de Neufville, launched a massive bombardment on Brussels. Their goal? To distract the League of Augsburg from their siege on the French-held city of Namur. What followed was a brutal assault. Mortars and cannons rained down on the mostly defenseless city, and the Grand Place, the very heart of Brussels, was nearly wiped off the map. Buildings crumbled. Fires raged. Ironically, the French aimed their artillery at the town hall, but while almost everything else fell, its stone shell survived. Pure luck? Maybe. But the destruction was nearly total. The rebuilding begins. You'd think the city would take years, even decades, to recover. But the people of Brussels had other plans. In the 4 years following the bombardment, the Grand Place was rebuilt at astonishing speed. The city's guilds, powerful associations of craftsmen and merchants, got to work almost immediately. But this wasn't a chaotic free-for-all. The rebuilding process was tightly controlled. City councilors and the governor demanded that architectural plans be submitted for approval. Anyone who didn't comply faced fines. Even the building alignments were carefully managed, ensuring that the new square would be more organized than ever before. And despite the mix of Gothic, Baroque, and Louis XIV architectural styles, the result was shockingly harmonious, a rare and beautiful urban blend. Revolution and decline. Fast forward about a century, And once again, the Grand Place found itself at the center of upheaval. During the French Revolution in the late 1700s, radical revolutionaries known as the sans-culottes stormed the square. Statues of nobles? Smashed. Christian symbols? Gone. And in 1795, the guilds, once the driving force behind the square, were officially abolished by the French regime. A year later, their furniture and archives were auctioned off right there on the square. The place was renamed the Square of the People, and a Liberty tree was planted in symbolic celebration. The buildings? Neglected. Painted over. Damaged by pollution and time. It was a low point for the Grand Place. Belgian independence and urban changes. The square continued to play a role in Belgian history. During the early hours of the Belgian Revolution in 1830, skirmishes broke out on the Grand Place. For a very brief time, it was known as the Square of Regency. But despite its symbolic role, the buildings around the square continued to deteriorate. In 1853, authorities decided to demolish the L'Etoile Guildhall to make way for a horse-drawn tramline. That demolition marked a turning point, sparking public outrage and awakening a new appreciation for the Grand Place's historical value. Restoration under Mayor Charles Bowles. Enter Charles Bowles, then the mayor of Brussels, who led a passionate movement to restore the Grand Place to its former glory. Thanks to his efforts, many of the buildings were either fully restored or rebuilt to reflect their original design. In 1856, a monumental fountain was added to celebrate the 25th anniversary of King Leopold I's reign. Later, in 1864, another fountain, topped with statues of the Counts of Egmont and Horn, was installed near the King's house. This was eventually moved to another public square, and by the time of the Belle Époque, a stylish bandstand took its place. Slowly but surely, the Grand Place was becoming a jewel once again. Culture, politics, and famous visitors. The reborn Grand Place began attracting some of Europe's greatest minds and artists. In 1852, literary giant Victor Hugo lived in the Le Pigeon Guildhall, and Charles Baudelaire gave lectures at the King's House in the 1860s. But the square wasn't just about art and beauty. It was also a political stage. In 1885, the Belgian Workers' Party, the country's first socialist party, was founded at the Grand Place. Even more astonishing? This was the same place where, back in 1848, Karl Marx had helped draft the Communist Manifesto. Yep, all of that happened here. Architectural marvels. As we walk around the square, it's impossible not to be captivated by its architecture. The Town Hall, built in the early 15th century, stands as a Gothic masterpiece with its soaring spires, intricate stone carvings, and stained glass windows. Its facade is adorned with sculptures depicting saints, historical figures, and allegorical figures, each telling a story of Brussels' ecclesiastical and civic pride. Surrounding the town hall are the guild houses, each uniquely decorated with elaborate facades, sculptures, and heraldic symbols that represent the trades and crafts once practiced here. These buildings showcase a mix of Gothic, Baroque, and Louis XIV styles, each reflecting the period in which they were constructed. The Maison du Roi, or King's House, served as a residence and administrative center and now functions as a museum that offers insights into Brussels' history. Inside, visitors can explore period rooms, historic artifacts, and exhibits that tell stories of the city's past. Restorers and architects have worked tirelessly over the years to preserve these structures, balancing historical accuracy with modern conservation techniques, ensuring that future generations can continue to marvel at their beauty. Cultural significance and festivals. The Grand Place isn't just a static monument, it's a living space that hosts a variety of festivals and cultural events that draw visitors from around the world. One of the most famous is the biennial flower carpet event, where the square is transformed into a vibrant mosaic of over 1 million begonias. This tradition began in the 1970s and now attracts thousands of tourists eager to see the intricate patterns and vibrant colors that cover the cobblestones. During this event, the entire square is filled with floral designs, accompanied by music and festivities. Another major celebration is the Amigang, a historic reenactment that recreates a 16th century procession with costumed performers, pageantry, and traditional music. This event celebrates Brussels' royal history and cultural heritage. During the winter months, the square transforms into a magical Christmas market, with twinkling lights, decorated stalls, and festive performances. The nightly light shows project stories of Brussels' history onto the facades, creating an enchanting atmosphere that draws both locals and tourists alike. These festivals not only showcase Brussels' rich traditions but also serve as a celebration of community and shared cultural identity. Local life and visitor experiences. Walking through the square, you'll find it bustling with activity. Guided tours offer detailed insights into the architecture, history, and stories behind each building, often led by passionate local guides. Many visitors share their personal experiences, describing moments of awe when they first see the illuminated facades at night or the thrill of attending a festival in the heart of the city. Cafes and restaurants line the edges of the square, offering Belgian specialties such as waffles, chocolates, and delicious meals. Sitting at a terrace with a view of the square, you can soak in the lively atmosphere, listen to street musicians, and observe the diverse crowd of tourists and locals. During the evening, the square takes on a different charm, with colorful lighting casting a warm glow on the historic buildings. Beyond the main square, there are hidden alleyways and lesser-known corners that offer a more intimate experience of Brussels' historic center, filled with small shops, art galleries, and quiet spots where history whispers from every stone. Deep dive with experts and locals. To gain a deeper understanding, I've spoken with several experts and locals who have a personal connection to the square. Architects and conservationists explain the meticulous work involved in restoring and maintaining the historic facades, emphasizing the importance of preservation in a living city. Historians share stories about the square's role in shaping Belgian identity, recounting tales of royal visits, protests, and celebrations. Local residents talk about their traditions, their favorite festivals, and what the Grand Place means for their community. These perspectives help us appreciate the square not just as a monument but as a vibrant part of Brussels' cultural fabric. Practical tips and visitor guide. If you're planning your visit, the best times are during early mornings or late evenings when the crowds are smaller, allowing for a more intimate experience. Guided tours are highly recommended, especially those that include access to the town hall's interior or special events. The square is accessible year-round, but the festivals and markets bring a special vibrancy during specific seasons. For travelers, nearby accommodations range from luxury hotels to cozy guest houses, all within walking distance. Public transport makes reaching the square easy, with tram and metro stops just steps away. Remember to check schedules for the light shows and festival dates to make the most of your visit. As we conclude our journey through the Grand Place, it's clear that this square is much more than just a collection of beautiful buildings. It's a living testament to Brussels' history, culture, and community spirit. From its medieval origins to its modern-day festivals, it continues to be a place where stories are told, memories are made, and history is celebrated. I hope this detailed exploration inspires you to visit someday, to stand in awe of its beauty, and to immerse yourself in the stories it holds. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give the video a thumb up, subscribe for more travel content, and leave your comments below, perhaps sharing your own experiences or questions about the square. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep exploring.